I love my country, by which I mean I am indebted joyfully to all the people throughout its history who have fought the government to make right. Where so many cunning sons and daughters, our foremothers and forefathers, came singing through slaughter, came through hell and high water so that we could stand here and behold breathlessly the sight, how a raging river of tears cut a grand canyon of light. Yes, I've been so many places, flown through vast empty spaces with stewardesses whose hands look much older than their faces, and I've tossed so many napkins into that big hole in the sky, been at the bottom of the Atlantic seething in a two-ply, looking up through all that water and the fishes swimming by, and I don't always feel lucky. I'm smart enough to try, 'cause humility has buoyancy, and above us only sky. So I lean in, breathe deeper that brutal burning smell that surrounds the smoldering wreckage that I've come to love so well. Yes, color me stunned and dazzled by all the red, white, and blue flashing lights in the American intersection where black crashed head-on with white. Comes a melody, comes a rhythm, a particular resonance that is us and only us. Comes a screaming ambulance and a hand that you can trust laid steady on your chest, working for the better good, which is good at its best. And two, bearing witness like a woman bears a child with all her might, born of the greatest pain into a grand canyon of light. And people have been raising up their voices since it just ain't been right, with all the righteous rage and all the bitter spite that will accompany us out of this long night, that will grab us by the hand when we are ready to take flight. Seat back and tray table in the upright and locked position, shocked to tears by each new vision of all that my ancestors have done. Like, say, the women who gave their lives so that I could have one. But I think the time is nothing, if not nigh, to let the truth out. Coolest F word ever deserves a shout. I mean, look around. We have this. Yes, I love my country, by which I mean I am indebted joyfully to all the people throughout its history who have fought the government to make right. Where so many cunning sons and daughters, our foremothers and forefathers, came singing through slaughter, came through hell and high water so that we could stand here and behold breathlessly the sight, how a raging river of tears is cutting a grand canyon of light.
Us people are just poems. We're 90% metaphor, with a leanness of meaning approaching hyperdistillation. Yes, rushing down the long hall despite what the PA announcement says. Yes, rushing down the long hall, down the long stairs in a building so tall that it will always be there on the day that America fell to its knees, after strutting around for a century without saying thank you or please, because we were all on time for work that day. We all boarded that plane for to fly, and then while the fires were raging, we all climbed up on the windowsill, and then we all held hands and jumped into the sky. So fierce and ingenious, a poetic specter so far gone that every jackass newscaster was struck dumb and stumbling over, "Oh my God," and "This is unbelievable," and on and on. And I'll tell you what, while we're at it, you can keep the Pentagon, you can keep the propaganda, you can keep each and every TV that's been trying to convince me to participate in some prep school punk's plan to perpetuate retribution, even as the blue toxic smoke of our lesson in retribution is still hanging in the air, and there's ash on our shoes, and there's ash in our hair. So here's a toast to all the folks that live in Palestine, Afghanistan, Iraq, El Salvador. Here's a toast to all those nurses and doctors who daily provide women with a choice, who stand down a threat the size of Oklahoma City just to listen to a young woman's voice. Because take away our PlayStations and we are a third world nation. under the thumb of some blue blood royal son who stole the Oval Office and that phony election. And we hold these truths to be self-evident. Number one, George W. Bush is not president. Number two, America is not a true democracy. And number three, the media is not fooling me. Yes, the lessons are all around us, and the truth is waiting there. It's time to pick through the rubble, clean the streets, and clear the air. Get our government to pull its big dick out of the sand of someone else's desert. Put it back in his pants with the hypocritical chants of freedom forever. Cause when one lone phone rang in 2001 at 10 after 9 on 911, which was the number we all call when that lone phone rang right off the wall. So now it's your job, and it's my job to make sure they didn't die in vain. Shh. Baby, listen.